Greetings and welcome to Sonic Odyssey, the music video channel dedicated to bringing you the last 5 decades or so of music in review and discussion format. Before we dive into today's music, please be sure to like the video if you so do, and subscribe to the video channel so you can stay up to date with all things Sonic Odyssey. It's a really simple way to be informed when I put new content on the channel. And also you can, if you so choose, take a look at my Patreon campaign page. There's a link for it in the show description below the video. Just click on that and it'll take you to the Patreon campaign page. You can donate anything from a couple of dollars a month upwards. You can have your name listed at the end credits of each video, or you can even go so far as to select an album for me to review. Today we're going to discuss a progressive rock, post-metal, doom-influenced instrumental trio that hail from London. They go by the name of Mountain Caller, and this is their debut album. It came out in November of 2020. Their album is called Chronicle 1, The Truthseeker. And basically it's instrumental progressive with elements of heavier sounds, but it is, for the most part, fairly groove-oriented, riff-oriented, on the tamer side, on the less extreme side. There's no really hard heavy metal portions. I mean, it gets a little bit hard in some places, but for the most part, the passages and the transitions and changes, the dynamic nature of the music stays in a relatively rock-oriented, progressive rock-oriented lane. So it's not jarring or extreme in any fashion. It's a roughly 40-minute album, and it is, as I said, an instrumental piece. There are only about 20 seconds of vocals on the album at the end portion of the 5th song on the album. The lineup for this London trio is Claire Simpson on guitar, Elle Reeve on bass, and these two lovely ladies are joined by gentleman Max Maxwell on drums. Chronicle 1, The Truthseeker, is a 6-track conceptual album that takes the listener on a trip following a protagonist on an Odyssean journey to rediscover herself and find her voice through this journey that she goes on, which takes her through wastelands and cities, and where she encounters trials of both body and spirit. So let's give a brief listen to the style of sound that you're going to hear on this album, presentation of the journey of our protagonist through the story, through the opening track of the album. We'll take a brief listen to a snippet of the opening track, which is entitled Journey Through the Twilight Desert. as heard, the music takes you through a journey of magnificent riffs and solid backbeat. There's tempo and mood shifts in the piece that suggest the nature of traveling through this desert, at twilight, as the title of the song implies. The next song on the album is entitled Feast at Half-Light City, and it progresses the journey still further with not only musically and dynamically with the soundscape, but it sees the protagonist beginning to rediscover who she is, and this is told in the third track of the album, which is entitled I Remember Everything. The fourth and fifth tracks of the album progress the story through a trial of her spiritual and physical nature as she is trying to escape from these shackles of the world around her that are trying to keep her from completing her journey of rediscovery and re-becoming herself. And it culminates in the sixth song, the closing song of the album, which is entitled Dream Spirals. And we're going to give a little bit of a listen to that song, where we can see that our protagonist has come quite a long way. So this is a snippet from Dream Spirals. Dream Spirals shows us that the protagonist is in full recollection of who she is and the power that she possesses. With the renewed determination, she sets off to find her way home, and we can have this sense of conclusion to this portion of the Chronicle. There's definitely a sense that there is a greater story being told here, and it is entitled Chronicle 1, the Truthseeker, so it is the first of what will probably be a multi-part story being told. Mountain Caller do a fantastic job in this offing, painting sonic landscapes and telling tales through only their instruments. The music it sways between passionate, heartfelt, moving, and emotional, stirring pieces, and bits that are slower or more melodic to heavier and more challenging textures, more gruffer soundscapes, more difficult terrain for the character to overcome. And there are moments of placidity, there are moments of tension. It is a real adventurous story that is told from beginning to end, and it's marvelous to listen to in just one sitting. It is, as I said, barely around 40 minutes long, and so it's easy to digest sonically. and is quite a joy. For a debut album, you can't ask for much more than what Mountain Caller brought here. I do think that the production is quite nice. The transitions from the guitar parts probably are those with the most or greatest transitions in terms of sonic qualities. There are softer, cleaner guitar parts, and then there are distortion parts. The bass is pretty solid throughout and really quite well done. Elle does a really fantastic job with the bass performance that she provides. And Max Maxwell's drumming is fantastic. It's on par with you know, the likes of Keith Moon in terms of being able to hold a tight rhythm, but at the same time also explore and go around the drum kit and really give a dynamic and exciting sound to, and sometimes unexpected sounds to the music and the story. So I give Mountain Caller's debut effort, Chronicle 1, The Truthseeker, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think that the thing that drags the album down just a touch is that it is a little bit low on the production side. I think the performances are fantastic, but at times I felt that the mix was a little bit less clean or less focused than it could have been. So for that, I bring it down just a little bit, but otherwise I find it to be a fantastic album and a marvelous listen. If you're not in the mood for someone singing in your ear, this is a great listen and a wonderful story to spend your time with. So thank you very much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to our next video. Thank you very much. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and consider visiting the Patreon page. And until next time, have a great day. Peace.